This movie is just jam-packed with emotional moments. And there are so many good ones as well. It's not like they're just like crammed in there for the sake of it. You have stuff like Star-Lord coming to realization that Ego killed his mother. And like, it's just a scene that instantly just draws you in because it's so impactful. Stuff like Yondu's sacrifice. Like, this movie shouldn't really work because there are so many things going on at once. And this is a split narrative as well. Like, there are two very separate storylines between two different groups of character that kind of interchanges between them seamlessly. Like you have Star-Lord's story with his father, and you have Rocket and Yondu dealing with the Ravagers. Can you think of another movie that has a split narrative that works as well? I can't. I will say, on the visual aspect of things, like the first movie knocked it out the park. This one didn't quite capture the magic as much. It did look really good when you're at Ego's planet and all the things were going on, especially in that third act. But throughout the rest of the movie, nothing really popped for me. Even if stuff like the Sovereign, who are completely gold, and like, it should be really, really good and really, really nice to look at, if that makes sense. But it just comes off a bit like Steppenwolf in Justice League, where it's just a bit too much for your eyes. The intro fight as well was just excellent. Like, that was fantastic. We're just with Groot dancing around and all the Guardians taking on this interdimensional squid thing. It was cool, and I haven't seen a title sequence be that good. Like, seriously, like, it's crazy. It's so unique and so refreshing that it works. Out of both the storylines, I did actually prefer watching Rocket and Yondu's storyline as opposed to Star-Lord. While Star-Lord's thing was good, I wasn't as emotionally invested in it, whereas Yondu and Rocket kind of teaming up, kind of enemies turn allies, I suppose, and dealing with like what feels like a serious threat, because like the Ravengers have just killed like so many of their crew, whereas Star-Lord is, you know, just playing ball with his dad and stuff like that. It doesn't feel like there's as much tension there. And like the charisma between Michael Rooker and Bradley Cooper, again, it was just amazing. Like, they have such a great back and forth. Taserface, like, it's so stupid, and like Rocket points it out, and I love it for it because it's from the comics and it's ridiculous, and he completely takes piss out of it, which is brilliant. Love it. And the poor guy, he has to deal with like the outbreak, becoming a leader, and then right at his last moment, he gets a punch to the gut. And it's just so satisfying. And speaking of Yondu, like, he was clearly the best character in this movie. Like, Michael Rooker brought his A game. Like, forget like the sacrifice or anything like that. Even his stuff with like Stallone, it was interesting, and like, there was always some meat to it. The Nebula and Gamora stuff was fun as well. Like, you had their dynamic from the first movie, and they're still trying to essentially kill each other. Gamora less so, but steals a spaceship, goes to this other planet, and literally decimates part of the planet just trying to kill Gamora. It's fantastic. It's just fantastic to watch, and it's just so fun. I had a blast watching this movie. It was amazing. Again, another fantastic soundtrack as well. I do feel that this one and the first one are kind of on par with each other, but it really depends on what mood you're in and which one you will prefer. Because if you want something a bit more funny, a bit more spunky, you'd probably want to watch the first one. But if you want something a bit more emotional and you want something that kind of a lot more levity to it, might want to watch this one.